Welcome to International Securities Exchange's podcast series. Facilitated by renowned educators, ISE podcasts are intended to teach beginning as well as seasoned investors the ins and outs of trading. To find an updated list of podcasts, please visit www.ise.com/podcasts. Please be sure to listen to our important message following this episode regarding the risks of investing in exchange-traded options.
I hope you've been on our FX option site. I'm sure you have. We have a virtual trading contest that's about to start. It's going to be powered by Options Express. Grand prize is $2,500, so you can go and sign up for that. We have trade alerts. There's lots of tools there. And, again, we have webinars sometimes twice a week, and you can sign up for the webinars at the site. It's always free. At this point, I want to turn it basically back to all the attendees. I want to thank you for attending, and I'm now going to answer all your questions. Normally, I would actually start asking if there was a special guest. I would start asking some questions, but since I am the presenter, I will take the questions. Let me see. Okay. Questions. Will wants to know if there's a demo trading on FX options. Well, the closest thing to demo trading, you try the virtual trading contest. Many brokers do offer virtual trading. Now remember, when you're trading these options, you're going to have an account. So Options Express might be a great place to open an account. So if you're considering it, you could do the virtual trading contest with Options Express. And if you win, they're going to open an account. You can take the money out. You can do whatever you'd like. But Option Express would be one great place to go and start trading these options. There are a lot of other brokers, though. Question about daily swaps or options or rollovers from Will. That is all calculated in the option price itself, so you don't have to worry about any of that. I think I mentioned Alexander had a question about leaps. We actually go out up to 10 months right now. Mike has a question about, would you use these to trade a news event? Yeah, you could. Now, the problem is, and we need to get more hours. We're adding 2 hopefully in the next month or so. If the news event is coming overnight, let's say it's an Asian event, that's going, the markets are trading now or whatever, and it's not going to help you really. Although you could have bought an option today, anticipating some news in Asia overnight. You could do that. Maybe it's a European event. Yes, you can do that. You could buy an option now. If you're going to trade something just like the spot, now these options, the bid-ask spreads are going to be a little wider than the spot market. Because there's much different risks here for the market makers. So I would encourage you to think a little bit longer term. You're probably not going to be trading an option, buying it at 9:30 and selling it at 9:30 in 1 second like you do in the spot market. A little bit. Normally, investors use these as a little bit longer term tool, as a longer term tool. Question about option barriers. There's lots of exotic options. These are plain vanilla options, Josh. So we don't have these other kind of options, option barriers. But I think that if that's what you're talking, more exotic options. These are plain vanilla options, and not knockouts or something like that. Question from Will. Can you speak about the Brazilian real? The Brazilian real will probably be added in the next 2 weeks. So we're really looking forward to that. That will now take over the highest interest rate, I think, out of all the ones. So that's pretty interesting. That's coming very soon. Phil wants to know if I'm going to cover options pricing. Yes. Options pricing is coming on February 11th. Let's see what else. Joseph, his broker doesn't state pairs with the U.S. dollar first, so do I have to? I think, Joseph, you need to type in the ISE symbol. So it might be, and you have to ask, I think you're a thinkorswim, you might need to say, okay, how do I access a certain index? So it might be $CDD.X. There are many different formats. So you want to ask the customer service there at your broker, whether it's thinkorswim or anywhere else, how you can access the ISEFX options, and just tell them that it's a form of an index product. So whatever format they use for indexes, that's how you would access it. Jen has a question about trying to figure out implied volatility. Yes, I'm going to go through that later. It's on our site, but I will go through that in the volatility class. Basically, the implied volatility comes from the market itself, where supply meets demand, and then we reverse engineer what volatility would make that price of the option fairly priced. Phil has a question that is a great question. What's the fair price for an option? Well, options are traded at a fair price each and every second, but the problem is we need to think about what the fair price is going to be in the future, and we don't know that. So little market makers are using very complicated mathematical models to come up with their option pricing. Each one of us might use a little bit different model, and you might come up with a little bit different price. So I would highly recommend that you find a model that you like. I don't get too wrapped up in the models because I think the difference between one and another might be a penny or two or three. More than likely, it's going to be how you trade them and your forecast that's going to really matter.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To find more podcasts on options, stocks, alternative markets, and market data, please visit www.ise.com/podcasts.